Hello Virgo, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the career and financial energy for the sign of Virgo for the month of September. A big happy birthday to you, Virgo. I do hope you have an amazing Virgo season. Hope it goes well for you. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go ahead and get in here for you, Virgo. Let's see what we have going on for you. Now, I am using the Gilded Tarot, the Kipper Oracle deck, as well as the Ethereal Visions Tarot. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. All right, let's make sure we're all set up and in view here. Now, the Nine of Pentacles, you probably noticed, did come out reversed. I do not read reversals, but I'll try to keep that in mind as we go along. All right, let me make sure we're all set up here. And I think that's looking just about good enough to me for right now. We'll go ahead and take 3 of these Kipper cards here. All right. Energy on the bottom, you have the Seven of Wands. So Seven of Wands, especially in a career reading, I see this card come in these, I've been doing these monthly career readings for like a year or more now. And this card does like to come in during these times. I was saying career meeting, and I was not trying to, I was trying to say career reading. So I think some of you have a meeting, I think some of you have a meeting, an office meeting, or you might be meeting with a client, or you might be meeting with somebody at your work, and there may be a little bit of competition around this situation for you. Some of you may have this meeting kind of circled on your calendar, and there may be a little bit of anxiety around this for some of you. That's coming to mind here. But the Seven of Wands comes forward when there's like major competition in the workplace. The thing is, the competition is here, at least it suggests in tarot, it suggests the competition is here because you've been successful. This person has been successful and they are now defending themselves because people want what they have. And so always remember that it's okay to be a successful person when you get the Seven of Wands, and just in generally, there's nothing wrong with success in life. And so I do think that there's maybe something about a meeting here, even though we do have a 3, so I was looking for a 3. 3s represent other people, and so there might be something like that here going on. In the overall situation, you have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is about fears in your life, something that you are fearful of. This person is having a nightmare, but they're also fearful of these swords here that are going to come down and hit them when they never actually do. And so, as you can notice, the swords are in the air. You can think of that as like the swords being in your mind, you being in the air, or you being in the space of your mind, instead of being in like the earth, right? Instead of being grounded to earth. This person is really thinking about fear that may not even exist at this time. And so do keep that in mind when you have the Nine of Swords. It's possible that, the meeting that you have goes well, right? There are so many possibilities in life. And I would say, or if you're dealing with like somebody else who feels competitive, or you're dealing with a competitive situation, it is possible that, you figure it out and you work through it and you come out on top, is what I feel like saying here. In the past, so let's go, in the past, you have the Two of Wands, you have the Knight of Wands, and you also have the King of Pentacles here. So the Two of Wands says that recently, I think some of you have been in a crossroads in your career life. Some of you have been trying to decide on which path to go down. Some of you have been in this, like I remember at certain points in my career when I worked in, like when I had an office job, like I remember there were just like decision periods. Like there were periods of time where I had to either go down this route or I had to go down this route. And I knew that whatever route I went down probably was going to be the thing I would spend my time doing for the next year or more, or even, it might have even set in motion events for my career later on. And, oftentimes we do have to make those choices. And the reality is that the worst thing that you could do when you're at this fork in the road is stay at the fork in the road. That's the worst thing that you could do. The best thing that you could do is pick the path that makes the best choice that makes the most sense for you, and just recognize that in doing that, you will be guided where you need to go. And trust yourself to also, trust yourself. Once you get on the path, trust that you can make the right choices, and you'll be strong enough to follow the path and guide yourself forward. You have this Knight of Wands here as well. The Knight of Wands is all about potential travel. It can also, some of you may have had like a work conference, or some of you may have in the past year, you may have traveled for work, something like that. Like you could have like traveled for work. Some of you could have also relocated for work, or maybe you've decided, or maybe this is the thing that you're deciding on. Do you stay where you currently are? Do you relocate and take this other job? That would not be surprising to me either. Now, this has shown up in the past, so do keep that in mind. The other thing about the Knight of Wands, though, it is a major card of like talents, gifts, skills, abilities. It's the classic maverick in the tarot. So it says that you're a maverick. You have so many different talents that you offer to the workplace, or that you can bring to the table. So, I think that that's also probably a quality of yourself, especially because you have this King of Pentacles with it as well. Remember, I don't attach gender to my cards, so it doesn't matter what gender you are when you watch my readings. These are just energies. And the King of Pentacles is somebody who has sort of climbed the career ladder. Okay, they're very much a career person, and not only that, but they've done pretty well for themselves. They've made smart investments. This is somebody who's considered to be well off or well-to-do in their life, and so you definitely love to see the King of Pentacles in a career reading. In the current situation, you have the Three of Wands, you have the Nine of Swords, and you also have the Five of Swords here. So again, we talked about how this Nine of Swords can talk about just you dealing with some fears, working through some fears as it relates to your work situation, as it relates to your workplace at this time. And this could be fear of the unknown, as you have this Two of Wands, decision points energy, right? And that's the thing with the Two of Wands. It's like, deciding is challenging, right? There's a risk in every choice that you make in life, and that's the truth. And so that can feel a little, that can make us feel a little bit anxious, and there can be some fear there. And it's possible that some of you are just kind of dealing with something like that here. I also think that there is something about a meeting for some of you, or about some just generally competitive person maybe. You do have this Three of Wands. Again, 3 is a number associated with Trinity or other people, and this Three of Wands card is about growth and expansion. It is a travel card. You actually have 2 travel cards here. With the Knight of Wands and the Three of Wands. And so it is possible that some of you are just like moving, like you're relocating, or it's possible that some of you are needing to travel for work here in this month. The other thing is the Three of Wands can talk about growth and expansion. So for you, it's like the path that you decide to choose or go down. You're going to be choosing this path based on, can this path be one that fulfills me? Can this path be one that, provides me with an opportunity for growth? That's what you're going to be, like the choice that you make here, because you're clearly you're at a decision point. The choice that you make here, this is about growth for you. Like if you can't grow in a path, you're not going to choose it. So that could look like, maybe taking an opportunity elsewhere that comes with a clear career trajectory. So what I mean by that is like, if, for example, if you take a job at a small business, it's much harder to get a raise at one of those places than if you took a job at like a megacorp or like a big organization. Big organizations have more money for raises, right? A small business, the raise may be coming out of the owner's pocket, like directly. So hopefully that makes sense. Like at a megacorp, for example, that comes with its own set of problems and its own challenges, but there's a lot more money available. There's a clear kind of trajectory forward or up for your career, especially as it relates to growth and money. And so some of you may be thinking about that type of thing. You have this Five of Swords as well. The Five of Swords is about some sort of defeat. It is showing up in the lower row. The lower row is the way that you talk to yourself, or even it's the subconscious. It's what comes out in your dream realm, or in the dream realm, or in your dreams. And so it is like some of you are maybe fearful of losing something here. Some of you are fearful of like a meeting or a conflict that you feel is approaching. In the future, you have the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Pentacles, and you have the Ace of Wands. So, yeah, this is about, the future looks very bright for you here, Virgo. Definitely three really nice cards for you to show up here in the future column. The Seven of Pentacles is all about your long-term investments in life. It can say that long-term investments are paying off. This person has taken a long time to grow this tree, to grow this harvest for themselves. And they're actually also at a decision point. You can see they're kind of deciding, do they take the harvest and move in a new direction, or do they keep growing the harvest? So they're also at a decision point. So I definitely feel like some of you are. Then you have this combined with the Nine of Pentacles, which is all about financial independence. Something about your money here is very important for you in the future, and maybe towards the end of the month here. But definitely, you're choosing growth, I think, as it relates to your career trajectory. Like, can you move up? Can you not move up? And also growth in terms of your financial accounts and things like that. Does this, is there a retirement matching program? What percentage does the employer match on the retirement plan? Will this job give me an opportunity to put more money away? Something like that here is coming forward for some of you. You have this Ace of Wands, which is about, personally, one of my favorite, if not my favorite cards, where it's about physically starting something. It is a good card if you're looking to be self-employed. I just feel like I wasn't getting a huge self-employment vibe here. Maybe it's a side hustle or something, but it's also, I think, more importantly, I think some of you are about to start something new in your career, whether that's taking a new job or moving up within your organization, or something like a new project or something like you're starting something new in your career. Let's go ahead and take a look at these three Kipper cards here. So you have Poverty, Distant Horizons, and Courtship. Yeah, so this Courtship card is in a career, in financial reading. This is a card that talks about somebody who is headhunting you, somebody who's courting you, right? And what I mean, somebody really wants to hire you for the job. Okay, they're courting you, they're headhunting, right? They're looking to hire you for an opportunity. You have this Distant Horizons card, which is all about good times ahead. It's a really positive card. The poverty energy here, that's typically, for me, the way that I like to read is that it's about, poverty mindset. I certainly don't see money loss here. In fact, I see something very positive here with finances for you, if this is for you. And so it is possible that some of you are fearful of losing. You have this Nine of Swords with the Five of Swords, fear, loss, and then you have this poverty card. It is possible that some of you are just needing to separate fact from fiction. Or fiction from fact, whatever you want to call it. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and let's see what else we have here. If you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. So you have the Hierophant, you have the Well, that's an oracle card in this deck. You have the Judgment energy, you have Knight of Wands, Emperor, and the Eight of Swords. Okay, so bigger energies here coming in. You have the Knight of Wands twice. Okay, so there's definitely something here about moving, relocating for work, or quite literally traveling for work. There's also something about, I wonder if some of you just recognize how many skills you have. People really view you as somebody who's a Swiss Army knife, or somebody who can really wear a lot of hats. And I wonder if some of you are viewing, maybe need to view yourself in that way. And that could be why this poverty card is coming in, because that poverty card can just simply talk about feeling less than or feeling unworthy. All of those things can come forward with that energy. The Hierophant is an organization, the place that you work for. Again, wouldn't be surprised if some of you moved to a new organization or you're about to. The Emperor is a major omen of success. It's a very positive omen in a business, finance, career reading, because this person is extremely successful. They have done well for themselves. It's a major omen of success. And they're authoritative, they're a leader, and they're also very much about routine and structure and having solid habits and all of those sorts of things, which really helps support you in your journey and in your growth as an employee. You have the Well, which is an oracle card in this deck here, in this tarot deck. And the Well can sort of talk about tapping into your pool of intuition and kind of recognizing that there's kind of this flow of energy between everything in the universe. And so some of you here are kind of just being guided to kind of work through something or work with something or tap into your pool of intuition. Judgment and Eight of Swords, you know, that's final boss energy. Judgment card says go into a period of self-evaluation so that you can be armed with the knowledge that you need to complete the task or complete a major cycle. In the Eight of Swords, there's something here that you are a little bit in your mind about, and I think it makes sense because it looks like you're on a major move in your career trajectory. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. See you in the next one.